Lipstick taser!
Today, we're suiting up with the AVL to ask the question, does Despicable Me 2 still bring that high-energy fun? Or has the minion craze finally worn us out?
Bottom.
Plus, will Seth stump me in this episode's trivia question? Or am I as sharp as one of Dr. Nefario's gadgets?
Ranking the top 5 highest-grossing Illumination films, where does Despicable Me 2 land in the top 5?
Finally, we'll answer the most important question. How are we gonna rate it? Are you gonna take it home? Are you gonna watch it at Grandma's? Or are you gonna hide it in the attic? So put on your goggles and grab your freeze rays. It's time to watch another movie at Grandma's. Hello, please come in. There's some fresh cookies in the cookie jar. There's a pitcher of Kool-Aid on the counter. Make yourself comfortable. Welcome to Movies at Grandma's House, where we love to watch movies from our childhood to answer the question, does it still hold up? And is it family friendly enough that even Grandma can enjoy? And I'm your host, Isaac. Just because everybody hates it doesn't mean it's not good.
And this is Seth. I'm just chilling with my guac from Chip Hat.
Oh, it is great to see you, Seth. That was probably my worst impression of Gru by far, but here we are. This is going to be so much fun. Cannot wait to get into this one, but as a reminder, what are we watching at Grandma's today?
2013's Despicable Me 2.
So, if you have never seen this film, keep in mind, we're going to be breaking it down. If you don't want it spoiled, consider it spoiler territory going forward. So let's get a little bit more information about this movie and some film facts. So Despicable Me 2 was released on July 3rd, 2013. It had a budget of $76 million. But the box office, $971 million, a big hit. Looking around at some reviews, IMDb is a 7.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 75%. Letterboxd has a 3.3 out of 5. Currently, as of this recording, you can watch it for free on Peacock and Amazon Prime. It stars Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Benjamin Bratt, Miranda Cosgrove, and many more. It's in association with Illumination Entertainment and Universal Pictures. And last but not least, we got to hear, how is Grandma going to rate this one?
So Granny's family-friendly rating for Despicable Me 2 is a B for crude humor and violence.
Yeah, if you've seen the first one, you're getting more of the same. You got the crude humor, the potty humor, the animated violence, lots of weapons, villain, those types of things. No surprises, but it's still all there. I'm sure we'll talk about it at length some more as well. But we want to hear from you. We'd love to hear what your rating would be, any memories that you have of this film. Be sure to leave your comment down below. Well, let's start with you, Seth. Again, 2013. This is 13 years ago that this first came out. What are your first memories with Despicable Me 2?
Really, I saw this in theaters, and I've watched it many, many times since.
We considered the first one, and it was kind of natural that it was just a big hit. This was going to have a sequel. I was going to be shocked if it didn't have one. I will admit, this came out in a year where I kind of had a lot of things going on. This was, I was getting married. My nephew was born. So I actually don't remember seeing this in the theaters, but I want to say it was shortly after that time when things started to kind of slow down a little bit and I could actually enjoy it. I remember watching it and I had a good time with it. It was just like the first one. It felt like a good sequel. I thought it was a very solid sequel at the time. So that was my first memories of it. I mean, it was just a part of that minion mania. There was just always some kind of picture or something that someone would send you with a minion on it. I mean, it was everywhere. The merchandise, all that good stuff. That's what I kind of think of when it comes to this film. But with that said, again, 13 years later, what were your expectations coming back on the rewatch?
To take me far away.
Oh, yes. And the soundtrack, we're going to have to touch on that for sure. My expectations, I've got 5 kids now. So when this first came out, I had no kids. That's telling you how much has changed in 13 years. But I was just like, let's just have a good time. We enjoyed the first one. Let's just go back and kind of like revisiting an old friend. I kind of say that coming back to movies like that. That's what I was hoping for. See how the kids all enjoy this one. Well, before we get to the plot, rewind, let's pause just a moment to hear from our sponsors. Hey, love movies as much as we do? Then bring the experience of the theater to your walls with movieposters.com. Whether you're into the classics, the blockbusters, or indie gems, they have something for every single film fanatic. As a listener of our podcast, you can save up to 15% on your order right now. Just use code Grandma's House at checkout. Head to movieposters.com and let's build your ultimate collection today. All right, in this case, let's pull up Peacock. Let's select Despicable Me 2 and press play.
This story picks up with Gru as a family man, ex-villain, who works as an honest job making jams and jellies. Gru also takes care of 3 lovely little girls, but Dr. Nefario is retiring. Gru gets approached by Lucy from the Anti-Villain League as a spotter crew. Let's see what mischief the minions get into with this crazy sequel. Granny may be offended by the fart guns, but you're guaranteed for some laughs with this one.
Oh, very nice. Yes, this is, again, a fitting sequel. That's what kind of hits me. It feels like a good transition from the first. We considered it, and I think we both can say it's one of those movies we can watch anytime. It kind of has that feeling coming back to it. Just jumps right into it. It brings you back to that comedy. The minions are all there, but you get to see Gru kind of progress. Now he is more accustomed with the children that he adopted from the first, and he's adjusting to that and kind of tilting more towards trying to be good, not be that villain that we saw in the first film. But unfortunately, that past just continues to keep pulling him back, as you brought out in the plot. So that's what he's kind of contending with, along with some new faces as well. So what's kind of your first impressions as you're watching this sequel?
Really, the great animation. It was a fun animation and wonderful humor and voiceovers. That's what struck me at first.
Yes, the voiceovers are all here. Steve Carell again. He's Gru, and he does a great job. I mean, I can't do that. That's one impression. I can't do that impression. I know you do a good Gru.
I have to work on it. I can't just do it.
I'm not putting you on the spot, but
I can't just do it.
But I've never been able to do it, so I respect Steve Carell. I mean, he's a very well-known actor anyway, but I love how this is kind of his own thing. Like, you can think of other roles he's been in when you say Steve Carell, but he is Gru, in my opinion. Like, I can't imagine another person playing the part so well, and it does a good job of kind of not playing safe. They introduce a new character, which is interesting. You have Kristen Wiig coming back. She's playing Lucy, the new character. She was in the first one, but she was a completely new character. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, she must have really won over the production crew, that they really liked her, that they were like, we got to bring her back and we'll just make a new character of her. And she plays that character so well. So I like that dynamic of the kids are kind of wanting that mother now, and she plays that. And just, how do you not like her character? I mean, she's great. She goes with the plot so well. And again, seeing them both bounce off of each other, Gru and her, it's a delight. It's wonderful to watch with the comedy. But what did you think of the story? Because again, it's that contention of Gru trying to be good, but he's getting pulled back into this league. They're trying to uncover this villain that a big giveaway is a big magnet at the beginning. Kind of a hint. Keep an eye out for that. But what did you think of the story of the plot?
So there's a lot going on here. I liked how there were subplots, and they weren't too heavy of subplots or too much to understand at the time, and it all went cohesively together, and it just kept building the story. It wasn't like, because so with some plots you kind of sometimes it's win or lose. It's not usually a successful thing, and they really nailed it. I thought, really.
I agree. They kind of played it safe, but they brought in a new aspect. It wasn't just, oh, Gru's going to go back and be bad just to be bad. There was a little bit more. I mean, he gets kidnapped at the beginning. He's kind of forced into it. I like that they went with that approach. And of course, he's good at it. It's like he's the man for the job, so to say. And then he's got the minions with him as kind of that side plot. You did bring that up. There is kind of a lot going on with this plot when you're trying to talk about it. It's not like, oh yeah, it's just Gru, back in with the minions. It's like, well, that's going on where he's a part of this agency now. And then the minions are getting captured one by one, and they're getting turned into these purple mutants. So it's just kind of a lot, but it all comes together at the end. That is kind of the main baddie. El Macho ends up being the guy. It's kind of that mystery, trying to be like, who is behind all of this? And it turns out to be him, and that's who Gru thought it was. It was this villain that had disappeared for years, and now he is reappeared, but he has been kind of staying in the shadows, so to say. So I kind of like that. It's got an interesting plot. It's not trying to wow you. It's not trying to like blow you away, and I wanted that. That's the kind of plot I was hoping for. But what'd you think of I gotta ask you, with the minions turning into these purple freaks, I don't even know what you'd call them.
Well, I think I collected all the toys for this one. The sequel. I had quite a few. I think it was Minions too. Is the next movie was Minions, so I think I collected a lot of those from like McDonald's and different stores and things. But yeah, I really enjoyed the different look, and then how like the humor of it. I want to say, as far as the other characters go, I thought Kristen played Lucy so perfectly. She did a great job. She's adorable, but yet she's kind of mysterious at the same time, and it's interesting. But the girls are always adorable. The minions were hilarious, and then Gru is just wonderful in this one. A lot of Gru moments in this movie.
Yes, all the characters are back, and they add to the plot. You also have the oldest, Margot, I think is her name. She has this like crush boyfriend, so to say, aspect, and Gru is playing that protective father. So there is a lot going on when you actually look into what the plot is in the story. Each characters kind of have their own little side plot going on. And I think Lucy is a welcome addition. That's kind of what you needed. I think if they would have just had Gru and the girls, it would have been entertaining. It would have been fun. But adding her character in, I don't know what it is. It just made it feel fresh as much as obviously having a character. Sometimes I've seen where they add a character and it's kind of like that wasn't necessary. Like they didn't add to it. I didn't feel that way. I think she was a great addition. I think the villain El Macho is hilarious. He's funny. You know, he's got his own restaurant that he runs as an undercover, and he's just funny too. So I mean, it's if you like the first one, I feel like it does a really nice job of picking up where it left off and adding new elements. It keeps it fresh in a way. I was worried about that. I'll admit, the first time I watched it, I was just kind of like, okay, are we going to see them just kind of play it safe? But I was really impressed. Again, even coming back to it again, I'm still impressed with how well they were able to pull it off. But we've kind of touched on it. I mean, we're bringing out the story. The characters are a big driving force of that. But let's touch a little bit more on the characters. What did you think overall of the characters and any other ones maybe we didn't touch on?
Well, Dr. Nefario is retiring, and there's a whole subplot there, so that's interesting. The plot of the subplot of trying to find out who's doing all these different things is interesting. Like El Macho framed that one guy, and there's a lot going on with like brand new characters, and then like you had mentioned I don't know if you want to call it the crush that the one Margot had he was funny, and I love the scene. I didn't write it down, but the scene where he's telling them that you should look out for the young kid too, because he looks, he starts describing him, and he just makes this horrible story case for him. It was hilarious, like a protective father would. It was so funny. I mean, the characters in this movie are, to me, miles better than the first one. There's just so much variety.
There's a lot of variety. Yeah, you have the eagle guy because it's set up in a mall. That's kind of where they're stationed. They're kind of finding out it's somewhere in this mall that this person that got that weapon that makes the minions, the big monsters, that's at the beginning. And it's just funny because they think it's the guy, the eagle guy. I crack up at that scene every time because Gru has that belt that's supposed to detect signs of it, and he's like kind of thrusting at stuff, checking. I know that goes along with like the adult humor, adult themes or whatever. But I couldn't help it. I'm like, this is still hilarious. I mean, it's the slapstick comedy that's there.
Yes.
So you have like those characters as well. They're very small side characters, but they add so much to it. It's just something about it. I really enjoyed them. I really like you said, Dr. Nefario. He makes the jelly that everybody hates. And then it turns out being the solution to turn the minions back. I thought that was really clever. That kind of goes back to the plot. But giving Dr. Nefario some spotlight, like you said, that he kind of disappears because he's like retiring. But I always like Dr. Nefario. So the fact that he came back, I really enjoyed that. He does kind of have that funny scene. And my kids, when we were watching it, like, why does it have to go so slow? Where he's going up into the ceiling. He's like, this might be a minute. He's just slowly There's
a lot of great gags in this one for sure.
Yes. Again, it's just like the first. You're going to enjoy that part of it. We could jump right into the humor. Any scenes or quotes that you especially took note of?
Yeah, I've got a few. I got a couple quotes in the scene that I liked. So both of these quotes are quotes. I hope I'm not stealing them from you, but both of these quotes are quotes that we quote all the time in our house. So she kisses my boo-boo. She braids my hair. Mothers are beyond compare. We love mothers everywhere. The delivery is so perfect. And then another one that we quote quite honestly all the time is, I've even been working on my accent. Wallaby, didgeridoo, Hugh Jackman.
I like that line too. I wonder if she kind of improvised that scene. It just feels like a Kristen Wiig.
It feels improvised. Yeah, I did read somewhere that there were some improvised lines in this movie, but yeah, it feels very fresh.
It had to be. When I laugh at that joke just because I feel like it's very genuine, like Kristen Wiig kind of a joke, if you're familiar with her humor. So again, she just plays that part so well. Like Lucy has a lot of good lines about, kind of making fun of the villain aspect. He tries at the very beginning before she captures him to take him into AVL he uses the freeze ray. And he goes, freeze ray. And she uses, fire. And she's like, see, the problem is you want to say it after you do it. And then she tases him and she's like, lipstick taser. I love that. Like it calls out. It kind of gave me like Incredibles vibes. Like, you got me monologuing. It was kind of making fun of villains that do that. They shout their move, whatever they're doing.
Yes.
I love where Gru starts to realize he has feelings for Lucy. And so it's after everything is settled. They think it's I forget what the eagle guy's name is, but they think it's him. He goes home, but he still wants to call Lucy because she's going to Australia.
Oh, yes.
And so he's kind of like walking through, playing out the phone call. And then it cuts to a minion that's dressed up like Lucy. And he's like, so what do you say if we want to go out sometime? And that minion saying, no. It just
That's another quotable line for us for sure.
Yes. I mean, there's so many throughout. It's just, if you like the first, there's almost no shortage here. I feel like you can almost pick and choose if you like the first one or second one. They're almost interchangeable in a way, depending on what you like. Maybe you like the story on one or the other, but the humor is pretty much the same. The minions, to me, they didn't feel stale. Like I was thinking when the sequel came out, I enjoyed it, but coming back to it, I'm thinking, okay, I think the first one is well done, but am I going to feel like, okay, are these overdone? They might have rehashed a few jokes, but for the most part, I was very satisfied with it. Like it still kept it fresh and I was laughing throughout. I think what was it? The son, you brought him out before, he freeze raises him. I don't know why that was so satisfying. Like it kind of has that full loop of he didn't like the son. He was thinking it was El Macho, which turns out to be. But that I don't know why that it's just the animated slapstick part. It wasn't so much a quote, but him freeze raying him because she was hurt from him. And it was just like, yeah, get him. That's a dad thing right there. Like if you have a daughter.
The two scenes, not to jump ahead or cut you off, but I'm so excited I can't help it. So there's two scenes that I really like. The first one, I didn't write this down, but I love it when he goes on the date with that really annoying lady.
Yeah.
And then like his hair starts moving around. So funny. But the other one, I love the scene in the cupcake shop. And I get the feeling that Lucy was trying to impress Gru with like all her ninja moves and stuff, whatever, you know what I mean? And then the minion starts daydreaming about Lucy, and that's just so cute. And they did that so well with an animated scene. Like, I don't know how they did that so well. But there was a little bit for everybody in that scene, and I felt like it was so entertaining and well animated that it just played off well. And this movie does a great job of setting things up for later scenes. Yes. And I loved that scene in particular because it was just so well done. Like it was just perfectly added just for that, laugh factor.
Yes, I agree with you. That's what I have to hand it to. I was afraid of is they were just going to kind of have this grayish. I don't know how to describe it. Just kind of a boring plot of like, okay, here's a bunch of jokes that you've seen before, but like you said, they pay off. There's a lot of things if you pay attention to throughout. Towards the end, they pay off. I go back to like at the end when he faces off in the final like fight with El Macho, he uses the lipstick taser, and he says it afterward, and she goes, "Oh, he learned that from me." I mean, you can't help but chuckle or have a smile about it. It's great payoffs like that. And again, if you like the humor, it's something from the first. If you like the humor, you're gonna like this one. I can't say enough about it. So, okay, well. I'm interested again. This is a sequel, but there's got to be some great fun facts. So what kind of fun facts you got?
All right. So the fun facts that I found were in the 21 fart gun salute, one of the minions calls out pedo, which is Hindi for fart.
Oh, really?
Yes. So the minions, a lot of people think they speak gibberish, which they do on some occasions.
Yeah.
But most of their dialect is created from separate, different languages.
Yeah.
So they are speaking a little bit of different languages as they're speaking, but some of it's gibberish, of course. But they pulled from a bunch of different languages. I forget how many.
Wow.
And they have their own little language. The minions have their own little language. It's really cool.
That is cool. I really like that scene too, because he's like, I counted 22, and then it pans over to me. I mean, it's such a potty humor like kids, but my kids were laughing. Yeah, it was great.
So as of 2026, this is the first and only Illumination animated film to receive an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature.
Wow. The only one still? Like it
Yeah.
hasn't. That's surprising. I
It
could see
is.
this being the first, but not. They've had so many more movies since
Yeah.
then. 13 years. It feels like, man, they've made more than 13 movies. It feels like anyway. That's kind of a shocker. I mean, I give a lot of respect to that studio. I know some people have their, with this, I think it's just because there's so many Despicable Me movies. But even outside of the Despicable Me, I respect their studio. They make some enjoyable, entertaining movies.
I agree. Our next one is Al Pacino was set to play Eduardo and had recorded all his lines, but due to creative differences, he backed out.
Oh, so he didn't like something about it. Interesting.
Yeah, which is so weird to record all your lines and then go, nope, I'm not doing this.
And you said Al Pacino.
Yes.
That's. I'm just thinking of some roles he's taken and the characters he's played. For all things El Macho's, he's had a.
I don't know what to say.
So
I don't know what to
That's
say.
but I would love to hear those recordings. If they recorded the whole thing, they had to.
They said some of them are floating around, but not the whole thing.
Okay.
So,
I'll have to look that up. That sounds cool.
all right. So it's time for a fun fact trivia question. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I got to keep the streak going.
This is a little bit hard, so think about this one. All right.
Okay, bring it on.
Or maybe even don't think about it. Just go with your gut. All right.
Okay.
So, ranking the top 5 highest grossing Illumination films, where does Despicable Me 2 land in the top 5? A, second, B, third, C, fourth, or D, fifth?
Okay. So it was ranking it by rating, did you say, or was it by box office?
It's ranking them by the highest grossing Illumination films.
Gross.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I brought out it almost hit $1 billion. The first one hit $1 billion. So I'm yeah. Now see, when I'm starting to think about it, you're right. I should have just went with something. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm tripping myself up. Something was telling me.
Now the way you're talking about it makes me wonder if I got it right.
We can fact check it, but I believe you.
I think I looked it up. I think I looked this one before I'm pretty sure.
I believe you. Something was telling me it could be second, but I'm going to go with third.
Okay, the answer is fourth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's this breakdown. With 975 million. You said 971 at the beginning. I'm not sure what the difference is there. But the first is Super Mario Brothers.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking
And
Mario
the
Brothers.
second is Minions, which is the next movie after this one.
That's right. Yes.
The third is Despicable Me 3. Fourth is Despicable Me 2. And fifth is Despicable Me 4.
Okay.
So they kind of like jumped all around with the grossing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably was thinking as a franchise because I thought the first one came close to $1 billion. I was thinking that was first, but that doesn't surprise me. The impact that it's had because, like you said, Minions. I totally forgot Minions is the highest grossing of the franchise. So I should have known that. I was thinking Mario Brothers, but I was thinking more. So if I would have just thought about Minions a little bit more, maybe I would have. But it's all right. I was close. I said third.
You. That was a hard one. That was not an easy question.
I like it though. Bring it. Bring on the hard ones. Then I feel that much better if I get it right. There
you go.
So not this time, but I'll bring it next time. I promise. I'll be sure to be more ready. So, okay. Well, before we like to give our final rating, we like to look around the net, just see what kind of thoughts, ratings are out there. So, Seth, what kind of reviews are you seeing?
The first one I found was Scott Farmer 778 says, great fun, 9 out of 10.
It is great fun. Yes. I can't say it enough. If you like the first one, and we didn't really touch on it, the soundtrack was really enjoyable. I mean, you have Pharrell bringing over from the first, but yeah, the soundtrack was great. What did you think of the soundtrack? We can touch on that for a minute.
Well, I won't go into too much detail. I'll say listen to the Uncle Seth's corner of this movie.
Yes.
Because I talk about that in the breakdown of the film. It's a great soundtrack. Pharrell made just a wonderful soundtrack. And a lot of people don't realize he wrote Happy for this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's such a big song. They don't realize it was written for the movie. It's a funny story about, if you ever have time, look that up. A funny story about how he wrote the song. But yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's great. I think Gnarls Barkley is in there. There's some other names that lent to it, but Pharrell is definitely front and center. And I don't know how that matches so well. Like, who would have thought, like, Despicable Me, Gru, and Minions, and Pharrell? It's just that soundtrack.
I think he did 3 or 4 of their soundtracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll find out when we get to the Minions and Third and all that stuff. So we'll find out soon enough. But I wanted to touch on that. That was one thing I was like, oh, we didn't touch on the soundtrack. And that's what kind of made it fun to me. I go back to that song Happy. It was just fun. I mean, how can you not have fun when that's playing?
Yeah, it's such a great time.
Yes.
Oh, the next one. I'm sorry. That's my cue. Lied. The next one I found was Vision of Hope said, better than the original, 8 out of 10.
Better. Okay. So that's what I was wondering if we almost need to make a poll because I feel like it could be almost flip or flop of how you feel about it. But there's one where they thought it was better than the first one. So
I would give my opinion, but it would give away the next few movies. So I'm not going to.
Yeah, you can bring that out in your final review for sure.
Lastly, my favorite, The Little Songbird says, fantastic family and fun, on par with the original, 9 out of 10.
Yes, it's on par with it. That's a great way to put it. I think if you like the first one, again, I felt it sounded like a broken record, but yes, it's just impressive how well this is done, and it's a great continuation from the first. So gotta hand it to him on that. Just the studio, I can't praise him enough for that. Well, we also like to do our kid test, and this does have a little bit of that adult humor at times. It's got its violence with, the explosions and your weapons and, villains, just like the first one. But like we brought out, Granny's okay with it. It's cartoon animated. But when it comes to my kids, I've got 5 total. I do have a newborn, so I don't count him. But my other 4, just put it this, they all loved it. I mean, they get a great kick out of this one. My oldest was like, let's put this on. Like, that's how much he enjoys Despicable Me, but he likes the second one as well. My youngest, he is 3 years old. He was getting distracted at times, but he's also seen it before. And he's kind of at that age where he's got to do something with his hands or move around and stuff. It's really hard to watch movies with him. I still have him sit down and try to watch it. But the others, I have a 10-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, 6-year-old. They enjoy the series. I mean, it's very much for the kids. The Minions are just, come on. Like they like you said, with their own language, and they're always getting into trouble. There's a scene where the one Minion has a crush on Lucy and he's kind of daydreaming, and it does show his butt. He's running. That's kind of the whatever. And my 6-year-old was just like, it's his butt. They eat that stuff up. They're at that age. So yes, this passes the kid test for sure. I think if they're at that age, at least mine, 10 and under, it really does fit into their humor. I got to say, it's that potty humor that you come to expect. So not too much to worry about. Maybe a little bit of the violence there and stuff, just to be weary of it. But it's just like, I would best describe it like Looney Tunes. If you watched Looney Tunes growing up, very, very similar. I'm sure it influenced this movie, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's that time, Seth. We get to give our final rating. So I'm going to start with you. I'm going to ask you the question. When it comes to Despicable Me 2, how are you going to rate it? Are you going to take it home? Are you going to watch it at grandma's? Or are you going to hide it in the attic?
I won't waste any time with this one. So I really feel this is stronger than the original, which is one of my favorites for sure. I have to take this home because I watch it all the time.
Nice. Very, very nice. I really enjoy this movie. It's just so much fun. It's kind of like a comfort movie. And when you say that, like you watch it all the time, I totally get it. Like, this is kind of one of those movies. We don't watch it as much as you do, but, we've watched it. Like I said, my kids are like, yeah, let's watch it. Anytime it's brought up. And I have good memories of us watching the first one, this one, having those get-togethers at it would be their grandma's. So this is kind of like a movies at grandma's for them. Lots of fun memories, just watching it with kids. And I think this is it really enhances it if you do watch this with kids. I don't know if I want to debate like which one's better. I just think this is a good movie. Just if you've seen the first one, check this one out. You're going to have a good time. I maybe would favor the first one if you're like, you got to pick one. I have the nostalgia with the first one. Like I said, with this one, I don't remember seeing it when it first came out in the theater. But this is still well done. I'm still impressed. Like, I maybe from memory would have thought, oh yeah, the first one's a lot better. But coming back to it, I'm really glad I did, because I was seeing a lot of, man, this is just like the first one. So I'm going to take this one home because I could come back to it anytime. I mean, it's just one of those, let's just put this on and just have a good time. But if you absolutely had to, I'd say maybe the first one's a little better, but I don't think you can go wrong. I really don't think you can. They're both so good for different reasons too, which is what you want. I don't think you want 2 identical movies. So if you prefer one or the other, maybe you just like one thing that the other doesn't have, and vice versa. Well, there you go, folks. I don't know if that was much of a surprise. I think you could tell we both enjoy this movie, but that's another film in the books. And as always, so much fun to go back and rewatch. But before we go, Seth, why don't you tell the good people where they can find and connect with us?
You can find us at YouTube, Threads, Facebook, and Instagram at Movies at Grandma's House, and on TikTok at LADX Media. Feel free to email us movies, suggestions, memories, comments to moviesatgrandmashouse@gmail.com. We have an excellent newsletter, so check that out, as well as a Patreon that has exclusive content for loyal fans. And as always, we are brought to you by movieposters.com, so please use code Grandma's House, that's all one word, at checkout for up to 15% off.
All good stuff there. Yeah, you can find us on multiple platforms there if you want to have a chance at winning your own poster, though. Like Seth said, big shout out to movieposters.com. You can win a poster from movieposters.com for just being on our newsletter. So sign up. It's free. Lots of fun. We got some goodies in there, lots of free stuff as well to help enhance your movie night. Well, that's going to do it for a time at Grandma's. But don't worry, we will be back soon. So in the meantime, remember to be kind and rewind. We'll see you next time.
Bye.